Hexagram number 40. Deliverance. On being delivered from obstructions, the superior man pardons mistakes and forgives misdeeds. The movement in this hexagram is upward, away from danger. The danger mentioned either involves an outer or an inner situation, one that has been or could be resolved by a change in our attitude. Receiving the hexagram without lines either means that the situation is changing for the better and that we need to keep still within so as not to renew the danger, or that we should contemplate any changes we need to make in our attitude to bring about deliverance. The changing lines indicate specific problems in our attitude. For example, the first line counsels us to relinquish any hard feelings we may have and to forgive misdeeds and pardon mistakes. Changing line number 1. Without blame, through attaining the correct point of view, we have overcome the obstacle before us and resolved the inner conflict. We must keep still within so that the conflict is not renewed. If the problem with another person has eased, we should not linger in the crossroads asking, should this be happening? Did I take the correct road? We should keep moving steadily forward on our path. Changing line number 2. One kills 3 foxes in the field. The foxes symbolize ideas that flatter our self-image. They cleverly keep us under their spell because they seem so logical, practical, and well-balanced. If we are devoted to delivering ourselves from false ideas, our sincerity will cause the flattering and false nature of the ideas to become visible, and we will no longer be subject to their hidden influence. Changing line number 3. If a man carries a burden on his If a man carries a burden on his back and none-otherless rides in a carriage, it is arrogant to be hard and to lay either or demands on people. When we are right and proud of it, we lose our modesty and ride in the carriage. If after being helped by the sage, we feel confident enough to take our ease in such luxurious attitudes, we attract robbers. Disagreeable experiences and hardships that will remind us of our dependence on the higher power. Through abandoning the path of docility and acceptance, we lose the benevolent protection of the higher power and thereby subject ourselves to the whims of chance. It is important for us to determine whether we have lost our sympathy for those less fortunate than ourselves, or whether we now feel we cannot be bothered with others. Attitudes that are symbolized by the expression "to ride in a carriage," rigidity is no fit substitute for firmness. Firmness does not mean that we barricade ourselves with pacts or arm ourselves with rigid vows. After things get better, it is time to work, not relax, and enjoy ourselves. We should keep alert and firm in inner independence so that we continue to have the correct effect. Riding in a carriage also refers to choosing a point of view with which we can live more easily, one that better suits our ego. Changing line number 4. Deliver yourselves from your great toe. Dependence on the big toe symbolizes clinging to the way we solved problems before we begin studying with the sage of the I Ching. For instance, we take matters into our own hands in an effort to achieve results or to block events because we still distrust being led. This distrust prevents deliverance. A similar habit of mind is demonstrated by accepting evil. Well, whatever happens will be okay. If we are firm in our quest for what is right, the companion comes whom you can trust. Other habits of mind on which we lean include looking at a situation, deciding what it is on the basis of its appearance, and then choosing a way of relating to it. The problem is never definable on the basis of its appearance. There are always hidden things we can see only after the fact, and still more we can never see. Problems that can be resolved only if we remain detached and follow the truth as we clearly see it. Another aspect of the big toe we often overlook is that we may be using the I Ching only to solve our relationship with a particular person. Although we correct our way of relating to him, we fail to apply its principles to other situations. Thus, we use the I Ching to gain selfish ends instead of correcting our way of life. Others cannot follow such partial values, and they will always be confused by our hypocrisies and inconsistencies. Changing line number 5. If only the superior man can deliver himself. The only way that entrenched habits of mind can be overcome is through firm determination to resist them. It is important not to listen to their persuasive arguments. At times they seem almost invincible or demonic in their insistence. But this false strength quickly dissipates when we decisively reject them and refuse to listen to them. In an external situation, it is important to become firm in one's mind, disengage from our emotions, and then, with few words, say what must be said or do what must be done. One must be totally firm about what is correct so that there is no argument. Changing line number 6. The prince shoots at a hawk on a high wall. He kills it. A remnant of our ego prevents deliverance. It still attempts to lead by becoming involved in searching for the obstructing element itself. This happens when some small bit of pride remains, keeping us from humbly asking the sage for help. When we put aside this bit of pride, we kill the hawk on the high wall and are free. This line also refers to having the wrong viewpoint. If we want to unite with someone, we must first let him go. When we cease inner resistance to what we perceive as a negative situation or hostile fate, the obstructing element will disappear. This completes hexagram number 40.